present.
Hello. Sorry,
Hi.
that really surprised me. I don't know why. I thought she would say something different, but she didn't. So there we go. We are going to talk about how to fully,
Or can we
yes, not how
fully
to.
inhabit the present? So yeah, so that's that whole thing. And it kind of was sparked off. We were talking about, as I say, my favorite author, Sharon Blackie, love her, and her manifesto for midlife. And one of the things she talks about is, in order for us to make that transition, we need to be in the present.
Yes, we need to in the present moment. And we live either for tomorrow,
yeah,
or for
definitely.
next week, or for next month, or for next year. We always live in the future, or we live in the past.
Yes. So about things that we didn't do.
Yes. Which is, I actually saw a doctor talking about it, and he said it drives me nuts, because he said it's like with time travel, and he said we're always looking at what we could have, should have done. And he said it is the most ridiculous place to look at what we should have done a year ago.
Yeah.
Because we're not
we're
there.
Here
we're here now. So I was just thinking it's one of those that you read in all these good health magazines.
Yes,
and
be here
now, live in the present.
Yeah.
And I've got a client who I've been seeing for probably 15 years.
Wow.
And been kind of going through lots of things. And I got an email after her last consultation who said, it was so much in the last consultation, it's completely changed my life. And it was exactly kind of be here now, which we've been talking about for probably the last 5 to 10 on and off. But she obviously either didn't hear it, or couldn't put it in into action, or can I say misunderstood? She's not stupid. Of course she understood, but it was almost like, oh, I get that's for this, but sort of didn't get it for the mundane of day to day.
And maybe that's that thing of, I suppose, yes, I've had that said to me, given us advice, or seen that happen. And then it's almost like we kind of go, oh, yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And then you just get back to doing it the way you always do it.
Yes.
So it's almost like, you have that great intention, I'm going to do it. And I'm just wondering whether it's like, is it possible? Or it does remind me of, there was a whole stuff about mindfulness I was reading at the weekend. And one of the things it talked about is, I think it says something about, can mindfulness help you to sleep? And they went, yes, it can. I went, yeah, right. However, it talked about things that, if you're sleepless, don't think about that you're not asleep. Just think, here you are. This is what's going on. Anyway, so for the past week, I have been trying this exercise where when I go to bed, because normally I have a whole raft of different things. I have a remedy, I have my pillow spray, I have a thing that I listen to on Insight Time, I do all these kind of different things. And I just kind of thought, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the light, I'm going to get into bed. And I'm just going to think, be here now. And think about, what does that look like? Oh, right, I'm just going to concentrate on being here now. And yeah, a lot of mindfulness is about concentrating on your breath, doing all those different things. And I'm just kind of thinking, oh, I'm here now. I'm here now. So it's dark. I'm here now. My eyes are closed. I've had really good sleep.
There you go.
How incredible is that? And so for somebody who is inherently, it's really difficult for me to be in the present, just that little exercise. So it reminds me of your advice about, can you do it for a minute? Or you can do it for 5 minutes. It's like, so just try something like that. So could you just be here now, even if it's for 10 seconds?
And it's amazingly how the mind is not full of knowledge and happiness. It's a chattering monkey. I mean, I think my yoga teacher was saying it's a chattering monkey on a hot tin roof in the middle of today in Mumbai. Which was a lot longer than our journey, but it was just like, and he always described it like that.
Yeah.
And he said the mind just goes off and it bounces, and he said you have to really keep pulling it back. And I think it's just noticing without judgment what you're doing when you're cooking the dinner. Are you going, it's not my turn to cook dinner, but am I cooking dinner? Oh, I always bloody cook dinner. I don't even want to eat this dinner. Or I wonder what's going to happen tomorrow, and I hope I don't have to pay that bill, or I'm really cross that somebody's done. Or can you, and there are some things that it's good to think about. That's good. But just noticing how much is negative or so much is time travel.
Yeah.
How much is time travel? And it's not a bad thing to think, tomorrow I'm going to do something, so I'll put that in the fridge now. That's okay.
Yeah.
But it's leaving it there rather than, I wonder if this, that, and the other is going to happen tomorrow, next week.
Yeah.
How am I going to pay that bill? I wonder if the job will, what if, what if. How much is what if? How much is tomorrow? How much is yesterday or the day before, or God forbid 10 years ago? That's even more useless. How much is the mind running you, or are you inputting something?
And I think that's possibly why I think Sharon's writing about it in that kind of midlife manifesto is because when, it's often that whatever's going on with us, it feels like it's going to go on forever. If you're having, an experience of hot flushes, if you're having an experience of sleeplessness or whatever it is, it feels like this is me and I'm just going to do this forever and ever. So I want to make it stop. I don't want to do that. I don't want to look at it or why I'm experiencing this or whatever. So it's that thing of, so the sleeplessness for me is a thing of, I have it that's me. I have a normality of not good sleep.
I don't sleep very well, so I have to do 58 things
to make it
work.
Give my, like we would do with a child. They always talk about a child. You have to train a child to sleep, and you do these kind of things for having a routine, the rest of it. So I'd got my routine, and that wasn't being in the present. That was just having a load of bulwarks against the future. Really,
it's very fearful. It's a very fearful place.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody was saying the other day about looking after a fairly newborn 2-3-month-old baby. And my friend who's a midwife was sort of explaining, well, the trouble with the child is that whatever they're experiencing, they don't have any time.
Yeah.
So they're just like screaming because this, I don't know, beginning and end. Yeah. So I'm just feeling this thing. And they are truly in the present.
Blimey, yes.
They're not actually living in fear. We see it as like, I have to fix this and change that. And that's not a bad thing. But it's kind of like, we're the fearful, anxious ones. But children are amazing that they do live in the present. I saw somebody, but it was a difficult child on a train, and it needed, what to say, she's about 4, something like that, and it just kicked the dad in the chest over and over, and he said, I hate you, and because he was laying on the seat, so he was kicking the dad, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. And I was desperately trying to get my earphones in to be completely noise cancelling and things like this, and it went on for about 2.5 hours constantly. And the dad's going, you shouldn't really do that, but like I say, not my stuff. And then the child turned around and it was going past some fields, and there was a cow in the field, and he went, there was no hate or blame. It was just like, right now, I hate you so much you couldn't believe it. No, it was brilliant. And I think there was something in my heart that softened me to that child. Fine. Because I thought, in a way, not that we do that, I hate you, but instead of just thinking, however bad this is, it will pass, this won't be forever. And then you're open for the cow, but this child, and I thought there's a lesson there for me in this, that we instead of worrying or being angry or holding that resentment, if I'd held that much anger, I probably would have held another 3 hours of resentment, and probably tomorrow and things. Whereas actually,
I'm thinking just as well there wasn't a window open on the train.
I'm really sorry, but your child's fallen out. But it's like, I think there's so much that we can block from not being in the present by holding things that aren't very useful.
You miss that moment when the sun came out.
Yes.
And at the moment, it's almost like the weather's been very exciting. And it's like, beautiful, beautiful torrential rain, beautiful torrential, all that kind of things. And it's almost like, so if you're as I was driving along, and you have to be in the moment because somebody's throwing a whole load of buckets of water on your windscreen and you have to deal with it. And then it's not raining. Okay. So it's a bit like that kind of sequential thing. Can we?
Or you could have gone, what if that rains again? I'm quite fearful.
I better keep my wipers on.
Rather than this is this, and then this is this. And I think so. I mean, the question wasn't should we, because we should, but can we?
Yeah.
And I think keeping an eye on or an ear on that monkey on a hot tin roof in the middle of Mumbai at midday, keeping that sort of over there and just thinking, even if I'm angry, I'm not going to allow the anger to run me.
Yes.
I'm not going to allow
all of that, it sets up all of that hormonal whatever's going on, which is not good.
If I don't sleep, I may as well enjoy not sleeping rather than
or just be noticing it.
Or just
that's the thing. So last night I had one where in a way it didn't work, but I was almost like, well, I'm not going to do the thing where I get up and read a book for 2 hours, which is, another method, which is possible. Enjoy being awake and do something else until you're ready to sleep again, which is also good. But I kind of thought, okay, I'm just going to be here until I'm asleep, but just notice. And in a way, it won't matter.
No,
whether I sleep or not. But let's go in here. Oh, it's still dark.
And then I'm
still here now.
And maybe experience the weather or the wind or whatever's happening at 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning. But I think a lot of it comes from anxiety. And sometimes it's worth thinking, why am I anxious? Why am I angry? Why am I allowing myself to be run?
Yeah.
And when it's taking back a degree of control.
Yeah.
And thinking, I choose to be angry. And I'm going to spend the next hour being resentful, not very useful, but it's my choice.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I couldn't help it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that it has been a really interesting experiment for me to just do that, to have that thought. I'm here now.
Yeah.
I'm here now. I'm here now in my bed. It's really comfy. I'm here now.
Yeah. Oh. And I'm lucky to have a bed.
Yeah. And it's dark and I'm here now and it's quiet, like just noticing those things.
So I think
for no other reason.
I think we can. And I think it's not being run by pointless emotions and not time traveling. Yeah. And not having the expectation that you're going to be doing it 24 hours a day or whatever. No, because if you don't sleep tonight, you will eventually sleep. It will happen. It will happen. And so so do that. So experiment with being in the present.